a longer period of time.
And culture too. I was talking to businesses about this too. The other mistake is it's not just training and being able to use it, but also just changing the culture around it as well. I mean, these are big drastic changes within organizations.
Big firms have big silos. Big silos have people at the top who don't want to see 50 people from their team taken. Right? And so if you could come to someone with a solution and you say, I've got this solution that involves AI, and oh, by the way, you're going to lose 50 people, that's probably not a winning proposition if you're making that argument.
So how does the Fed take all this?
I think the Fed's got to focus on the short term. I think, in reality, are we going to see inflation come down to 2% no matter what the Fed does? Not unless they're planning on hiking rates. So if the alternative is we don't want to actually cause a downturn in the economy and we have higher levels of inflation, there's really no point in keeping the rates where they're at. You might as well just lower rates, get growth as high as you can, and assume inflation's probably pretty stable where it is, which is what inflation expectations are telling us, both from five-year professional investors and shorter-term.
I agree, but it feels like they're a little more worried. Some of them are more worried about inflation at these levels. So do you think that we're going to see a mistake?
One of my best bosses ever, Steven Slifer, used to say that, a great way to ruin your career is kind of to bet against the U.S. consumer, and for the Fed to actually do something that causes the U.S. consumer to pull back during Christmas.
Look at all these sectors.
So if you don't want to lose the holiday shopping season,
This
that's
is a
when the
good
Fed's
thing
going
to
to be
take a
making this
look
interest
at.
rate decision. If they disappoint, we'll all see it.
You think holiday spend would be
All these sectors down.
take a hit if the Fed didn't cut in December?
I think if the market's pricing in a 50-50 and we don't get that cut, you're going to see the market react.
Look at all these sectors that's down.
And you think that the
All
market
the
will react
indexes
because it would be
down.
a mistake for them not to cut?
Now the NASDAQ composite is up.
We're still going to get 3% inflation. There's really nothing you can do about that. But we're going to have lower growth. So if you're the Fed and you know you're going to get inflation and you have the choice between high growth or lower growth, you should probably choose the high growth option.
I don't know if all of them are convinced that we're seeing lower growth.
I am sure that
Pay attention to what's going on.
Plays out. I think there are signs, as I said, that the upper income consumer is starting to falter a little bit. When you see how they perceive the world in New York Fed surveys, their data is as bad as the data for people making less than $50,000 a year.
Drew, we're going to be hopefully talking many times before year end about this very thing. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, Drew Madison.
It all started with me worrying so much about my kids. All right, up next, Yale School of Management's Jeff Sonnenfeld out with a new piece backing potential legislation aimed at limiting the role of proxy advisors on Wall Street. That's when Money Movers comes right back.
Franklin Templeton ETFs. With over 7
Gotta utilize the market news to you and to possibly help you have an advantage and an edge in the market. If you have data analysis skills, which I analyze data. That's something that I learned. I do have a college education and I have a vocational school degree in computer office technology. I'm very computer literate. I definitely know how to use artificial intelligence, and I do utilize artificial intelligence to research and analyze stocks, to find out if stocks are profitable, if they are not profitable, and if they are paying a dividend. How are they able to do so? If they were to be liquidated, would they be liquidated at a profit where they would be able to pay out the shareholders? I research a lot of different areas. You know what I mean? And so
hundreds of prescriptions.
I felt like, what's up? I see 10 people, and can I get 10 likes? Can I get 10 likes? Like and subscribe. So the subscribing is for you. So when we had a monetary cash giveaways, that you have an opportunity. I walk in the closet. Well, I gotta walk in a closet, but you know how it be when you have walk-in closets and you got shoes all over the place. Everywhere, shoes. You know what I mean? Book bags and shit. Toss some bags in here.
Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan. And remember,
I be multitasking around the crib while I be trading. But this is like the best life to be able to, you know, it frees me up to handle a lot of other business that I've been working on that I wouldn't be able to work on and multitask and be able to trade. Yeah, like if I was working a 9 to 5, like those people, even though they fired me, how wrongful termination turns into a blessing. People trying to do something scandalous to you actually turns into a blessing. What's up, Mark Carter? Mark Carter in the live. Mark, I see you down there with the real estate game. I would like to get involved in that because I'm trying to turn some of this money that I'm making into the stock market into something different. I would really like to put some money up towards accumulating some of those properties with you and even having a property management company. Like I can come down with a paint crew. We drywall, we do all that. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm up here trading this market. It's a little ugly today. I only made 2 trades, really 3 trades. These are the trades that I made. I took a couple contracts to couple short contracts. You know what I mean? I mean, we family, so on the family tip, I can't give investment advice, but if you want to go in on some of these contracts too, I'll be smacking. I put in 2 shorts today. Put in a 195 put on Nvidia, a 172.5 put on Palantir. They both already in the money. Nvidia 187. So that 195 put already, both of these contracts are already in the money. I can't day trade, so I can't take my profit today. I gotta hope they stay in the money until tomorrow, but I feel like they're gonna go deeper into the money. I'm always transparent, so if they don't, I'll let everybody know. But tomorrow I'm gonna take profits on these 2 contracts that I placed today. That's my rally. My Native American brother cousin. His mom used to always have me when I was a baby before she had Mark Carter. That's Mark Carter. The Carter descendants. I'm a Carter by blood, even though I'm a Hector too. We Native Americans. Dark-skinned Native Americans, we not Africans, you know what I'm saying? People reclassified our people as, you know what I mean? Y'all know I talk about this in my trading channel because I want people to understand my uniqueness as a trader as well. We giving away $1,000. We're going to pick 10 people to receive a $100 monetary gift when we reach 1,000 subscribers. YouTube already informed me that because our views going so crazy, we're going to be able to monetize the channel at 1,000 subscribers. So I want everybody to like and subscribe so you can have an opportunity to win that $100. We're going to randomly select 10 people to receive a $100 monetary cash prize. One of the first Native American traders in the game, SANTORIO HECTOR. It's very misleading, and it's one of the first Native. I'm going to be one of the coldest, one of the best traders to do this. Native American trader. To have completely fraudulent credentials, claimed a JD from I think Georgetown that didn't exist. We're going to be talking about our noble Carter lineage
that was a disaster with Compaq. It was
letting y'all understand
computer companies like Prime and
how race is not determined by skin color and a lot of different things that happen in the United States.
That's a deep track. That's going back a ways. We were talking last week, Jeff, about whether or not these agencies wield any influence anyway.
You do. Way too much influence. Of the hate mail that I've
We're going to be breaking down who my great-grandmother really was, Ardelia Mae Connor, my great-grandfather's wife, because the Connor family helped to negotiate with a lot of treaties in the United States with Native American tribes.
By the way, speaking of on screen, everybody here tells me this jacket is green. I just bought it. It's supposed to be a blue blazer. If this is green, I'm in trouble, but I'm colorblind.
It's blue. You're good.
Thank you, Sarah.
My great-grandmother was Ardelia Mae Connor. The Connor family were Delaware Shawnee Indians. My great-grandmother's family negotiated with tribal nations and helped this government to secure treaties and negotiate with different tribes, because the Delawares was the grandfathers of all the Algonquians, the Delawares and the Shawnees. We Cherokee Delaware Shawnee of Ohio, West Virginia, and Virginia. I'm the chief of a tribal nation. I'm more than a trader. And we have several chiefs amongst the different clans in our family, and I'm trying to get all the chiefs together.
And by the way, for any of these viewers who think wrongly there's something improper about the combination of chairs, of roles of chairman and CEO, there's zero research that suggests it's a problem. Now, there are times in a crisis.
I'm investing in trading in the market for several reasons. To accumulate money out of the market for several reasons.
And that was ridiculous.
You feel me? This is for real. This ain't something that we play with.
They built up a very strong department to do the work themselves. If as asset managers, they're going to delegate the work, they shouldn't get paid to do it. If they're not competent or don't have the resources to do an assessment of management governance issues, then don't be the asset manager. And some people say, well, anybody can hang out a shingle and do this, and no, they can't. You can't just go out and market your own pharmaceuticals. You can't even produce your own car without there being regulations. It is that where public safety and public trust matters, you need to have some regulatory oversight. And the conflict of national here, I mean, could you imagine if Underwriters Lab was certifying the safety of a laptop or an electric fan, and they said, you want to get that fixed? Be ashamed if anything happened to that fan. Why don't you buy our services? Underwriters Lab doesn't do that. They don't have that kind of a conflict, but these guys do. They all started out, by the way, as
when the market is wilder, I'll have the market news playing in here. Come and bounce in here, take a look. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I don't see no likes, man. You gotta like and subscribe, man. I need y'all to like for the algorithm of the channel. Subscribe so you can possibly win when we give away money in the cash giveaways, and the objective is to monetize this channel, to monetize the channel. I'm here trading the market. This is what I didn't want to do. Let's go look at this shit, man, while we here, man. I need to see where we at, y'all, and I need to see what Okay, so after we made some maneuvers, this is what we looking at, y'all. I ain't gonna say it's all bad. It's still in my favor, but I ain't been in this position in a long time where I'm not nowhere near close to being able to day trade. So I gotta trade with caution. Damn. Look at this goofy shit.
Well, definitely want to highlight your views, Jeff. You know so much about it, and you don't always compliment the good props to the Trump administration.
But if you notice, we got money in futures, in equity, in crypto. We on margin. And I lost $255 gambling. Events contracts.
Just last hour announcing the critical technology areas the department will be focusing on. That's coming up next.
I'm gonna turn this motherfucker I'm gonna turn it to $1 million portfolio. I don't care what nobody think. This bitch I'ma show y'all this bitch one day. It's gonna say 1 million. So y'all on my journey with me to do that. Like and subscribe. I don't see no likes. I got 3 people in here now that won't even hit the like button. How am I supposed to feel about that? I need y'all to hit the like button because hitting the like button has helped the algorithm of the channel. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I trade, I invest. I'm collecting some money from. I own the rights to our music. We do get streaming income. I got a few different streams of income. That's what a baller do. He have more than one stream of income. You know what I mean? So I tell you one thing. On my days, even on days that I lose money, I make more than the $184 I was working for somebody else for 8 hours a day, making $23 an hour, busting my ass. I'll tell you that much. So it'll never be that again. You can believe that it'll never be that again. Cause all I have to do is be smart and not be greedy and trade smart. I'm ahead of the game. That's why I'm not gonna never put myself in a position where I'm gonna hold a stock as a trader that's continuously going down in an effort to just say that I hold this stock because it's a big name stock. Whenever a stock is not doing what it's supposed to be doing for my portfolio, and that is generating income, I'm out of there. If I could get that bitch at a lower price when I see that it's a reversal in the trend and it's about to head back up, then I may do that. It may be another situation where I see some shit in a cheaper stock with more momentum that's about to triple and quadruple, and shit, I could play that stock, that higher quality stock later when I want 100x my money on this small stock that motherfucker was sleeping on. I think all outside the box in so many different ways, which is what I think enabled me as a first time trader to have the realized profits that I have. I don't, actions speak louder than motherfucking words. I own a lot of motherfucking stocks. I own cryptocurrency and I'm invested in futures.
Discover what inspires you at Genesis of Bedford.
It's only a slice. It's only made possible by Spectrum, connecting businesses of all sizes.
You know what I mean? I own a lot of stocks, literally. Look at all these fucking stocks that I own. Look at all these stocks that I own. I sold a bunch of them. I own Polo. That's why you see me wearing Polo. You see me wearing Polo because I own Polo. You see me shopping at Macy's, I own Macy's. Why would I not shop at Macy's? I own stock at Macy's. I'm part owner in the company. Why would I not wear Polo when my stock is going? I own Polo. Ralph Lauren, Polo shares. We up on them bitches too.
Hey, good morning, Carl. So these CTAs are focus areas. They're basically the Pentagon's roadmap for what matters most in defense innovation right now. They set the direction for everything.
I own a lot of stocks.
Research. Now, Emil Michael, he says this is all about speed and focus in today's environment.
I bought this stock at $2 a share. Look at it. It's at $2.57. I got it for $2 a share. We up. We up.
So that changes the environment fairly dramatically from just 10 years ago. And I think we also have to kind of...
I got 1,200 shares of that stock. It's got a price target of $13 a share. What that mean if that shit hit $13 a share?
Things have dramatically changed in the last several years, which make us have to look at our technology portfolio.
I got it at $2 a share. It's $2.57. And still going up.
So that leaves room, Michael says, for new defense defense contractors. Look at this data from PitchBook. It shows that this year is on track to be the biggest since 2021 for defense startups in terms of deal value. And of course, you have Palantir, the poster child in public market. It's nearly doubled in value this year. Have a listen.
So
After the Cold War, we had about 50 defense contractors. Now we're down to about 5 or 6.
I own a lot of
So there's room
stocks.
for new entrants to really serve the department in multiple ways. And I think that's what you're seeing with the Enroll, Palantir, SpaceX, and hopefully 4 or 5 more companies that come in and serve departments. We have a competitive environment, new technologies.
So these new priorities, they are going to impact how defense dollars flow. For investors, it points to a broader opening in the defense tech trade, signals where private capital should go next. And guys, I'm sure you remember Emil Michael from the Uber days. He was the deal maker, so perhaps we see more deals, more technology deals with him at the DoD.
Stocks, crypto, futures. I'm invested. This is what I do. I invest. And so this is my real life journey that I'm asking people to come along with me, and I'm going to turn this portfolio into $1 million. I'm going to turn that shit into, I'm going to turn that 36 into a fucking million. I had 83 racks before the crash in April of this year. I was in trajectory to be probably one of the few traders that made 100,000 in their first year trading.
Certainly that they keep China's would-be dominance in some kind of check.
Absolutely. And, we talked a lot about the proliferation of open source models and how it used to be Meta and Llama, right? Was sort of the leader of the pack a few years ago, but how it's fallen off to these Chinese models. And that's part of this equation as well, is that you can sort of distill a lot of technology around the world depending on what model companies and developers are working on. So he said that, it's important. I also asked him about the export ban of GPUs. He said that it was appropriate to not give China our most advanced technology, but it's sort of his view that they will continue to innovate and build up homegrown companies like Huawei that are getting closer to building competitive chips and infrastructure. Okay, Deirdre, great to hear from him. Thank you very much, Deirdre Bosa. Stock market's up and down and up and down. We're seeing some bigger swings in the Dow. It looks like the Nasdaq is higher, about 0.4%, so it's more than just Alphabet right now as we push higher. Look, the earnings will start. Home Depot tomorrow, a lot of other consumer names. Target the next day, Walmart following that. Nvidia is going to be a key. The Fed minutes, I think, will be key on Wednesday. What they talk about.
Oh, Nvidia reports Wednesday.
And then, of course, we'll get a jobs report on Thursday. It'll be from September.
It'll be a little old. Yeah, we'll see how the market takes it and whether or not it's a legitimate clue as to what the labor market is doing. And claims, too. That would be nice to have back as well on Thursday. Let's get to the judge and post that. All right, Carl, thanks so much. Welcome to the halftime report. I'm Scott Walker. Front and center this hour, this big week ahead. Nvidia earnings, yes, they are moving absolutely large. The markets in the AI trade more volatile lately. We will debate the road ahead with the investment trade.
Well, y'all, I'm about to probably do some music and record some music. I might pop back in on y'all, and this gonna be the studio. This is also my studio engineering room. Mike is out here. I record open acoustics in my apartment.
Obviously, Nvidia reporting on Wednesday. There's a lot at stake. We're going to get to that in a minute. Alphabet, thank you very much, because without Alphabet, the NASDAQ wouldn't look nearly like it looks right now. Microsoft is trying to go positive. Tesla's positive. But Alphabet's the big winner, Joe. On the back of this new Berkshire stake, which some are calling a surprise, almost $4.5 billion worth of Alphabet stock. It's their 10th largest holding. What do we think?
Well, I think in the case of Alphabet, it's an accumulation of positioning that we're seeing going on across the financial
Stock market
industry,
changed the
and
brother's
it's
life.
reversing a lot of the negative sentiment that we came into the year with. And I think what we're seeing with Berkshire, really when you look at the net
Working on these tribal documents, because we are a tribal nation that's in the efforts of regaining our sovereignty. I don't know if y'all know what a process that is, just to even, you gotta fight to be who you and your people really are.
But I feel like he deserves props again.
Let's stay on
You guys were saying the sky was
We're gonna
falling.
continue
He's
to
saying, "No, I'm
promote
lying." And
the
and here we
history
go. I mean, now I don't.
of
the last time that we do it?
the original indigenous peoples
Jim, you did a great job.
of this country through my channel, my people.
Okay, today, what we're seeing in Alphabet, what we're seeing in the SMH, if you pull the SMHs I'm speaking, that is now higher.
My
I think that's
people.
why you don't get too bearish. I know a lot of people this morning, when we saw the S&P futures down 50 handles below where they are now, just 45 minutes ago, we've rallied 50 handles in the last 45 minutes. And it's because of Alphabet. It's because of technology. It's because of the SMH and the mega caps.
The indigenous peoples of the North Americans.
You don't get an extension of the momentum trade, the aggressive nature of it that we've seen the last 3 months. That makes sense with the jobs report, with NVIDIA coming. But I think this is evidence of just kind of stay even-keeled, stay with the technology positions. They're working. And I like what the team here at Berkshire is doing.
Alaskan Indians, you see their complexions?
More volatile than we had seen of late. Tony Pasquarello at Goldman says his baseline view is still net positive. I'm not convinced this is the start of something.
Even Alaskan Indians was dark before we started mixing with the whites, people.
Yes, I know the market has broadened out more, but the capex from tech is enough in many people's eyes to keep this thing going for a while. You don't need to hit Alphabet specifically, but we're on the cusp of what is a very big week with NVIDIA reporting midweek. Many of these stocks are off double digits from their 52-week highs, so there's a lot to watch this week on how these things perform in what is the last of the most important reports of earnings season, simply because it's NVIDIA.
And I think if you were concerned potentially over the last couple of weeks and waiting for that next shoe to drop in terms of opportunity, I think NVIDIA is likely to give you that catalyst to get a little bit more comfortable. I think the challenge here for investors is that every time we get some weakness in these stocks, the valuations look a little less stretched. They look a little bit better. And the idea that we have to base the potential unwind of the AI trade on all of the more speculative names within the universe, I think that there is something to be said for that. I think that at this juncture, what you're really looking at is where is the capex going to be monetized? Are these companies going to continue to drive what is essentially going to be a continued multi-year thematic tailwind? And if you're going to be in this space, Scott, I think you want to be in these higher quality names. And so therefore, even if we get a little bit of potential pressure or tension over the next few weeks on some of the speculative names, I still think people are going to use any excuse in this environment, whenever these sell off, to potentially add to
Well, it's too soon. It's too soon to know whether you're overbuilding or overspending, and you're not going to have the answers to those questions for probably, we're talking years, not months. Like, you're laying down the railroad. Are we laying down too much railroad track? Well, I don't know. We're going to lay it down and see what happens in the country. Are we laying down too much fiber and the whole internet blew out? I don't know. Did you know that in '96? No. Did you figure it in 2000? Yeah. All right. So where are we in that cycle now? A lot of people are talking about it. The Journal goes in today big time on the AI trade and the data center build out. I hope everybody read the piece because it was a pretty substantial piece. Oracle's role in it, private equity's role in financing it, some of the circularity and the deals.
This a real picture. This ain't no painting.
We're all thinking about it, but maybe people are worried.
See his complexion?
Yeah, and I think they are, and that's to Shannon's point. The high quality
Native American, blood type O positive, not African American. Native American trader, investor, record producer, music publisher,
those companies still have enough cash flow to move forward. And
chief of a tribal nation.
Where it gets a little airy is, like you said, some of these off-balance sheets starting to show up. Is it negative cash flow? Are we really producing enough to cover the costs? That's kind of the 8th, 9th inning on some of these companies, but what do you mean?
That's just so my supporters understand and know my story as a Native American, a Spanish Indian, adopted and raised by an Irish Italian who was part Native American, who was connected to the Jewish mafia and Italian mafia. And I just had a different life growing up. I had a really, really different life growing up. And, you know,
No, I know, but I mean, if you're talking about, well, let's see how things pan out in 2029, how does that help an investor?
it's a wild life. But ultimately, we changed it for the better. 360 my life. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Do you care about any of the companies that you own that are raising debt? Amazon, for example, $12 billion from a bond sale. It's their first such in U.S. dollars in about 3 years. You own.
How would you like to sit and be able to work from home?
I don't. Because I think they have enough cash flow going forward.
Generate money, doing something that you love.
It's going to be interesting Wednesday because they're going to actually say who's still buying and who's not. And if their growth is still going, then you know that these
While being able to study.
Buying to grow.
So they don't even have to tell us who's buying and who's not. The hyperscalers have already told us.
Agreed. But what I'm saying is they're just going to reconfirm, and that's what the market's going to look for.
What do you think?
So, look, NVIDIA, we know what they're going to tell us, what Jensen Huang's told us every quarter. AI spending is growing, it's going to continue to grow. So there's going to be nothing new out there. In terms of when I take a look, and I'm not positive in Oracle because of their cash flow situation and their borrowing, and we don't know if they.
NVIDIA is going through what it goes through. Now the reality of NVIDIA is that people trade NVIDIA, and people trade NVIDIA because people purchase NVIDIA on margin. And as opposed to getting stopped out and fucking losing your money, you have to, if you are growing in the account and you are a trader and you have NVIDIA in your account, when a stock is going down, you know, and it's spiraling down, if it's not a bounce, you're going to deal with a bounce. But if this motherfucker is spiraling out of control and you don't have no clue of knowing what's going to happen, then sell that motherfucker. Because if it's keep tumbling, you can buy it back cheaper. If not, it's always an opportunity in the market to catch another stock on an uptrend as a trader. Now, investors, once again, do not have to look at the market and view the market the same way as a trader. Never sell your stock or panic sell your stocks as an investor holding for the long-term story and the long-term benefit of holding this stock and the profits that you're going to reap in the future because of a dip. That's when you buy the dip. But traders definitely have to move different. That's why when you pay attention to market literacy channels, opinion channels, commentary channels like mine and anybody else's, where the person that's giving their commentary or their opinion is not a professional trained in the investment markets and qualified to give investment advice, you have to do your own research. You have to go back and double down on your research. Utilize market news to see if they are confirming or validating the information and go from there.
These are odd lots that sound like
And that's just what anybody who playing with their own money in the market should be doing, regardless of what somebody else tell you. I'm new to this whole thing with the I only been trading for a year and 6 months, but the whole podcasting, YouTubing, as a aspiring for it to be a profession and aspiring to monetize my channel from the start of my channel, everything for me is about eventually monetizing and being able to generate income from what it is that I'm doing. And so what I'm saying is, as an investor, you cannot. You have to understand what information is being disseminated for traders and what information is being disseminated. Investors should they should just hold tight, buy more. Those, different shares with different levels of profit. That's why they allow you to sell in tax lots now. So I mean, learn the discipline of investing. I'm here, just chilling because it's not really much that I could do. I put the positions in that I could put in, and now I'm at the mercy of the market. And however, if I'm doing my technical analysis the way that I should be, and I'm analyzing the Fibonacci properly, sometimes positions and it may take a day or two to set up to really go where you want it to go. But so I trade when I'm not able to day trade, and I know that I can't day trade and open and close a position. I do set up my trades based on them getting in the money maybe a day or two later, and I've strategically done that and been successful. So it's a nice day in Cleveland. I got a meeting with my banker in a few hours. I want y'all to be blessed. The sun is shining, but it's probably still cold as hell out here in Cleveland. Yeah, it's chilly. It's pea coat weather, poo shiesty mask weather. You really gotta be careful. You know what I'm talking about? For real, man. Don't say the streets of Cleveland ain't no joke, man. Shout out Cleveland, Ohio, man. Stock market savage. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Subscribing is for your benefit because we gonna support those that support the channel. We're gonna have monetary giveaways to those that support the channel. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue to grow. And y'all gonna see me turn that portfolio into $1 million portfolio. And the time that it's gonna take to do it, I can't predict that. But we're gonna turn that portfolio into $1 million portfolio right before your eyes. We're gonna be debt free in this baby. You know what I'm talking about? It's going. CNBC market news a must for me.
Biggest voices around the overstating earnings and depreciation.
CNBC Investing Club, Jim Cramer. If you got that bag, Ian Dunlap, Red Panda, Stock Club, my homie said it's wholly worth it. It's wholly worth the cost. So if you got that bag and you know what I'm talking about, you want somebody that's gonna spoon feed you them plays, man, Ian Dunlap, the master investor.
Issue to you, much ado
what I mean? The Jim Cramer of melanated man. You heard me? The Jim Cramer of the melanated man. You know what I'm saying? Ian Dunlap, the master investor. Shout out Earn Your Leisure, Wall Street Trapper, Aristotle, Chris Sane. You know what I'm talking about? All the melanated men that's in this game, in this business, in this discipline of investing. SANTORIO HECTOR, stock market savage, record producer. Go check out the albums featuring artists from New York to California and all around the globe. SANTORIO HECTOR, Cleveland record producer, cannabis grower, and breeder, self-taught investor, trader. That part,
one of the investment banks. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Tap in, y'all. Download those records on